Today on X-Play, how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb in Lethal Skies 2. Snow bunnies run for cover in Amp 2. And necking is perfectly okay in Legacy of Kain Defiance. Suck it up! It's game time! Houston, we have a problem, and it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome to X-Play, now with more gaming franchises. Yes, today is an all-sequel episode.
Yeah, as in Hollywood, goes the game industry. Yes, there are fewer original titles, more sequels, and more of the remakes, which is why today we have a new Legacy of Kain game.
More .hack.
Itty-bitty Mortal Kombat.
It's so cute! And the second installment of a popular snowboarding game.
But first, the sequel, Fallacious combat fighting sim, Lethal Skies. Here's the review of, wait for it, Lethal Skies 2.
Have you ever dreamed of flying advanced jet fighters to support an international military force with a murky agenda? Now is your big chance, courtesy of Lethal Skies 2 for the PlayStation 2. Lethal Skies 2 draws its story from that wellspring of quality plot lines, the post-apocalyptic future. The continents have sunk into the ocean, and everybody who could swim joined up with an acronym for protection. Then another acronym decided to attack them. It's sort of like Clash of the Fridge Magnets. Lethal Skies doesn't have a casual arcade feel. It's definitely closer to a serious sim, but you don't have to be Chuck Yeager to get the hang of it. If you're partial to the dodging and weaving of frantic hit-and-run missions, you'll love the nimble MiG-29. If you're flying the not-so-agile F-14D, you'll have to line up your ground targets and use your minigun to mow them down. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Lethal Skies 2 earns its dangerous moniker in part with weather effects that are powerful and perilous. High winds will smack your poor plane around like a narc in Tony Soprano's basement. Over the course of the game, you unlock spiffy new planes and new wingmen to help you fight. And you'll want to help because you'll take on assault choppers, armed fortresses, and in-flight missiles. Plus, walking mechs and floating gun platforms keep enemy engagements from feeling too repetitive.
Enemy target destroyed.
Anytime you've had your fill of blasting computer opponents, go at it with the two-person multiplayer mode.
I think I've gotten better.
Lots of games have a replay feature, but here you get 9 different camera angles to savor all the action. There's even a nifty telemetry mode that shows the entire battle using icons. Watch how I totally waste his tetrahedron. The only good polygon is a dead polygon. Lethal Skies 2 will appeal to fans of air combat or those who want to try on a good flying game for size. The accessible flight physics, realistic graphics, incredible replay mode, and other goodies earn this game a high-flying 4 out of 5.
It's a flying sim for people who hate flying sims.
You know, Lethal Skies kind of sounds like the title of a 60-minute segment or like a Ralph Nader book, and it's all about pollution. Okay, anyway, we have the latest installment now of the Legacy of Kain series.
Now, for those who don't know, the previous titles in the Kain series were the 2 Blood Omen games and the 2 Soul Reaver games.
Okay, now here's where it gets really tricky.
It gets complicated.
In the Blood Omen games, you play a vampire named Kain.
Right, the Soul Reaver games exist in the same universe, and you play as a former vampire named Raziel.
But the villain in Soul Reaver 1 and 2 is Kain from the other game. So he's the hero in 2 games and the big bad in the others.
Yeah, it's kind of like an episode of All My Children. It's very complicated. Now, we give you this backstory because in the new Legacy of Kain game, you get to play as both Kain and Raziel. I know. Here's our preview of Legacy of Kain, Defiance.
Relinquish your will and feed. No.
Poor little Soul Reaver. Tough break, kiddo. Luckily, there's at least one godless, inhuman, badass vampire left to fend off the really sinister otherworldly types. Yup, in IDOS's upcoming Legacy of Kain, Defiance, you'll get to hail the return of the king, the Vampire King, Kain.
What was that?
Legacy of Kain Defiance brings returning characters Kain and Raziel together for their first virtual team-up. Kain is the original imposing warrior King Bloodsucker, and Raziel here has the ultra-nifty power to collect souls. What could possibly bring this odd couple together, you ask? Well, suffice it to say, nobody you'd want to blind date. All that's sure at this point is that Kain and Raziel face, in alternating chapters, the Helden, a collective enemy that's so bad that even the bitterest of rivals must join forces against it.
I can see into your heart, Raziel.
What follows promises to be a lengthy journey through this world and the next. As it happens, though, our unlikely heroes are both pretty well equipped to face whatever crosses their paths.
Sound the alarm! Vampire!
The Soul Reaver Raziel moves quickly, slashes faster, and finishes off his adversaries by gathering their eternal spirits into himself. Apparently, it tastes great and is less filling.
Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
Kain, on the other hand, well, where should I begin? Kain is simply put a real badass. Not only can he climb walls and mist through bars and gates, but he has these super telekinetic powers that lets him toss people around like rag dolls. Yeah, so I know what you're thinking, and you're right. That's definitely pretty cool. Ouch, even. Not only that, but he can drain victims from a distance, put the regular vampire bite on you, or simply skewer you with his sword. Anyway, well, some people might say that a mind is a terrible thing to waste somebody with. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. Whee! So while the game is still months and weeks away from prying eyes and eager fingers, from what we've seen, the basics are in place for some very satisfying action-adventure combat. So we can't really tell you what lies beyond the proverbial curtain for Kain and Raziel. Our lips are sealed. But if you hang in there, I'm sure you'll find a way to suck it out of us. Until then, believe me when I say, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I thought I heard something.
Well, the sad thing about this title is that even though there are some die-hard Legacy of Kain fans, each game in the series has sold less than the game that preceded it.
Yeah, I'm actually more amazed that Kane can just suck blood through the air directly into his mouth. You realize that sucking is more intense than what was found in Castlevania for the N64?
Coming up, how do you like my voice, .hack Outbreak?
Just stop it, okay? It's annoying.
Whiners need not apply. Robot Wars is next.
In the world of a professional assassin, there is no place for compassion, no room for hesitation. There is only the target, and no one escapes the hitman. Hitman Contracts. In stores April 21st. Rated M for mature.
I'd taken 3 years of electronics courses in high school, but when I finished, I knew I really wanted a career in computers. A friend told me about ITT Tech. I spoke to a representative and signed up just 2 weeks after graduating. It was definitely the right thing to do. While attending ITT Tech, I was hired by a computer and technology consulting firm, and with the skills I picked up at ITT Tech, I believe I'll be able to adapt to new technologies and stay current as the future unfolds. I now work as a manager of information technology. My parents couldn't be prouder. They're happy that I'm taking my career to new heights. I'm really quite happy. Technology is the future, and that's where I want to be.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-942-0077 or visit us on the web. Take advantage of our programs in information technology with a convenient class schedule to help reach your goals. Call 1-800-942-0077 today.
Dear X-Play, how can I play games and watch a fantastic show at the same time? Signed, All Thumbs and Thackeray.
Well, Thumbell, we've made it so easy, even Adam can do it.
Play Tech TV's Hyperactive. It's the game you play online while you're watching X-Play. Answer trivia questions, chat, win cool prizes, and more. To play, log on to techtv.com/hyperactive during X-Play Monday through Friday nights at 11 Eastern, 10 Central.
Watch and win. Play Tech TV's Hyperactive, only on Tech TV.
Of all the gin joints in all the world, they had to walk into yours. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Thanks for the ringing endorsement. Welcome back to X-Play.
We have an RPG for you. It's the new Dot Hack.
Now, the title of each Dot Hack game is growing steadily more sinister. First one, Dot Hack 1, Infection. Move to 2, Mutation. Part 3 is called Outbreak. Part 4 is called Quarantine. That's coming out later this year.
Now, our point being is the series is getting so deeply steeped in its own mythology, it's getting really hard for people to pick it up if they haven't already played the other Dot Hack games. Now, Bandai released each installment of the game about 3 months apart, so you can import your save data from the other games if you want to start all leveled up. And we recommend it because otherwise it's going to be really, really hard. Like that. Here's our review of Dot Hack 3 Outbreak.
Don't touch me! Playing in the world of Dot Hack Outbreak reminds me of looking at a painting of myself, looking at a painting of myself, looking at a painting of myself. The game tries to capture the experience of playing a massively multiplayer online game without being massively multiplayer or even online. Let me clarify.
Bates has a plastic sword and wants a mat opener.
Dot Hack Outbreak, like its two predecessors, takes place both in the real world and the world, a simulated online game. Actually, both worlds are simulated. The in-game real world is represented by what is basically a faux desktop. And it's here that you'll go through the everyday business of reading your emails, staying up on breaking news, and, oh look, a Bigfoot sighting. And filtering out spam. Ooh, a kitty potty. Yeah, anyway, so that's the real world, got it?
Ane has a base and shield and wants a paper cloak.
Once you've cleared a little time in your busy day, you'll want to boot up the simulated online game, the world. Stay with me, people. From this interface, you can check out the latest threads on the game's bulletin boards. I know, it sounds dry, and it is. But this is where you find a lot of clues as to what's happening in and around the game. So it's a necessary evil, okay? Okay. Once you are finally logged in, the world does a good job of simulating a multiplayer online game. There are large open spaces to explore, plenty of brutal random beasties to encounter, lots of other, quote, players, unquote, to speak and trade with. Plus, there are more than a few lethal dungeons to crawl around and special items to acquire. Combat here is unforgiving at best. It can get fairly tedious slogging your way through battle after battle, I know. But that's nothing compared to the previously mentioned joys of reading email. Oh look, another Bigfoot sighting. Now, we won't do a spoiler job on you here, but it's safe to reveal that Outbreak starts bringing together plot points from both the real world and the game world.
It's against etiquette. Know the rules.
On the downside, though, it can be very difficult to glean any kind of coherent dramatic picture of what's going on.
Just stop it, okay? It's annoying.
It's not so much a complaint against the game, just merely a fact. If you haven't entered the Dot Hack universe yet, consider picking up and playing previous games in their correct order until you catch up to Dot Hack Outbreak, which we can only afford a 3 out of 5.
Now, if you're just dying to read our in-depth review of Dot Hack Outbreak or any of the other games you've seen, visit our website.
Guess where that is?
Where?
TechTV.com/XPlay. We'll be back.
More proof fighting and alcohol don't mix. Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition.
Whiners need not apply. Robot Wars is next.
Yo, take your game one-on-one from the streets to the mansions of the NBA superstars. But yo, check this, son. Before you can have the car, the crib, and the crew, you gotta have the moves. NBA ballers, rated everyone.
What are you doing?
We just refinanced with Ditech.com and paid off our credit cards.
Refinance now for just $395 in lender closing costs. Call 1-800-DITECH-1.
How easy is it to get on the internet? This easy with MSN TV service from Microsoft. It uses your existing phone line and the TV you already own. See these buttons? Push one and you jump to email to stay in touch with family and friends. Or quickly visit websites to plan travel, research health news, explore new hobbies, and more. How affordable is getting on the internet? With MSN TV service, this affordable.
You get the MSN TV Internet Receiver with wireless keyboard, universal remote, and connection kit, all for just $99. Order now and get a $50 mail-in rebate. Monthly subscription to MSN TV service required. Long-distance telephone toll charges may apply. To order or check local access, call now.
I wanted to get on the internet because a lot of my friends are, but I was never good with technology and gadgets. That's why I love my MSN TV service. It's so friendly. I never worry about pushing the wrong button.
My son gave me an MSN TV receiver. It was easy to set up. Now we email each other all the time. And whenever we're both online, we use MSN Messenger service.
I love getting photographs of my grandchildren. When my daughter sends me pictures, I don't have to wait for a letter. She just emails me.
MSN TV service is the easy, affordable alternative for the internet and email. For just $99, you get the MSN TV receiver, wireless keyboard, universal remote, and connection kit. Order now and get a $50 mail-in rebate. Monthly subscription to MSN TV service required. Long-distance telephone toll charges may apply. To order or check local access, call now.
Isn't it time you were on the internet?
Order MSN TV service today. Call 1-800-295-5767.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know when you're gonna get Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
We're back. And we have a Mortal Kombat game for the Game Boy Advance.
Now, at this point, there are more Mortal Kombat games than you can shake someone's spine at. Almost every Mortal Kombat game made it onto the original Game Boy, and 2 have been ported to the GBA.
Well, now it's time for Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. And it's the first time the new characters introduced in the multi-platform release of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance are appearing on the Game Boy Advance. Does that excite you?
Very much.
I'm excited.
Yes.
This is the review.
Finish him!
Finish him!
Oh my god, Kain just started to kill me. Yes, kids, the game that put the K in combat is back for a few more rounds of old school wax. Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition follows last year's release of Dark Alliance. Some impressive detail finds its way into the tiny devils that take the stage here. A rotating 3D background adds dimension to the famously 2D characters. The moves are pretty much like you remember them. The real hero of this game, also just like you remember, is the blood. Gurgling gallons of pixelated plasma. Remember the joy you got when you first played Mortal Kombat? And the other person or game was just beating your butt like a taut Cuban bongo? Then came that point in the middle of a hard-fought match, when you know you really nailed your adversary. Ye freaking ha! Get that warm feeling back, folks, at the portable location of your choice. Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition brings some new blood into the ring. Check out this guy. His name is Borracho, which happens to sound very close to borracho, Spanish for the friendly neighborhood boozer.
Good times.
He seems to dabble in the drinking arts, staggering around like Jackie Chan in Drunken Master. He also seems to employ the bad egg roll I ate, the Technicolor yawn technique of puking all over the floor. This causes other foes to slip for a few secs, which in turn gives you time to pummel them.
Good times.
Of course, no one will be denied their precious fatality moves.
Good times.
Johnny Cage and Scorpion are back, along with Raiden and Reptile, and that cool announcer, who we love to hear say...
Good times.
How wins fatality.
Oh, and of course, there'll be more of those kooky contests and tag team modes, which almost seem like some freakish form of doubles at Wimbledon. If you're wondering how Tournament differs from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, realize that the graphic quality is very similar. The only differences are a few new backgrounds and some new characters. Our suggestion is that if you have Mortal Kombat Dark Alliance for your GBA, save yourself some clams. After all, you played this game before. We give it a 3 out of 5.
So, more or less, Borrachio fights and throws up at the same time, which is virtually every frat party that exists rolled into one very fat man.
That's gross. Gross and true.
Up next, dancing across the snow. In Amped 2.
Wow. The OnStar-equipped 260 horsepower SRX V6 performance SUV. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
If you have great credit, shouldn't you be treated like you do? At eLoan, you are. With cash-out refinancing from eLoan, we process your loan differently. From application to instant decision to appraisal, we do it online. That costs less, so you get a great rate. With no lender or appraisal fees, you get your cash out fast, in as few as 12 days. You've worked hard for your great credit. The difference is, at eLoan, you're rewarded for it. Apply at eloan.com/quick or call 866-ELOAN-15.
Gateway'd like to reintroduce you to the home computer. It's our 310T desktop, and right now you can take one home for just $499.99. It's packed with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, so it's got plenty of power for the whole family, along with a big screen for kids' games and tons of storage for mom and dad's photos, all at a great price. In fact, BestStuff.com said our 310 series offers plenty of bang for the buck. So call Gateway today, and we'll even ship your powerful new PC for free.
There are two kinds of people with hair loss. Those that keep asking, why me? And those that do something about it. I got the permanent solution from the guys who were as determined as I was. You too should make the call.
I'm a member of the 72 Dolphins, so I'm not used to losing anything. When I noticed that I was losing my hair, at first I danced around the issue, then I decided to tackle it permanently. These guys are serious about restoring your hair. Look at me. One call, medical hair restoration.
Wanting hair on your head isn't being vain, it's only being human. MHR understands this. Not only do they have more doctors who are board certified, but most of them have had the procedure themselves. These guys get it. Make the call.
Get your free information package and start regrowing your own hair permanently. Plus, call now and get $300 worth of additional grafts. One call. 1-800-670-7961. That's 1-800-670-7961.
This is Tech Live. Are you ready? It's hot topics, movie magic, cool science, and tech gadgets. Get it?
It's one cool ride.
Tech Live. It's all you need. Weeknights at 8/7 Central, only on Tech TV.
Is that a gun con in your pocket, or are you just happy to see Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb?
Gun con.
Gun con.
Gun con.
I sleep better at night when it's a gun con. Welcome back to X-Play.
Now, we have a preview of Amped 2. And, of course, Amped 1 was a fairly rigid snowboarding scam.
It's a scam. It's a snowboarding How can the snowboarding sim be fairly rigid? You know, accelerated graduate programs are fairly rigid. It's a game. And it's a game unlike SSX Tricky. Now, that game, of course, it was trick-based. Let you do gravity-defying impossible tricks on a snowboard.
That was fun, actually. Now, Amped 2 features the addition of a snow skate. So you can ollie on the slopes, just like that.
Yeah, see, that's kind of like an ollie.
Here's our preview of Amped 2.
Ay, Dios mío, mira eso. Look at
That one again, I think it's just beautiful, man. Look at this.
Amped 2? No, it's not what one crackhead says to another. It's the follow-up to 2001's brutally realistic snowboarding game for the Xbox. Apparently, Amped was once again deemed a more acceptable moniker than Baked. Pity, really. Amped 2 has everything an aspiring boardhead could want, minus many a snowboarder's favorite off-hill pastime.
Here.
There are twice the number of mountains in this year's game. Each mountain has a variety of challenges to take on, like the half-pipe. The slopes have plenty of obstacles that make quite an impact on how it's played, but we're just as good at making an impact on the obstacles. Another neat addition is the new sport called snow skating. Here you ride skateboards on skis, which allow you to pull off tricks you'd never be able to execute with your feet strapped in. Butter maneuvers have been added to the trick list, which allows you to link combos from one obstacle to another. You also get bonus points this year for perfect landings. The dual analog trick system from the original has returned, which allows you to effortlessly spin or flip while performing a grab at the same time. Lip maneuvers have also been included so that no trick stone has been left unturned. The robust career mode is back, which asks you to get magazine coverage on your way to the top of the pro snowboarding mountain. One of the best additions to this year's game is the multiplayer support. In addition to split-screen action, you can ride the lift to Xbox Live for some real human competition. The custom soundtrack ability is the icing on this snow-covered cake. With all the aspects of snowboarding culture covered, Amped 2 is looking to start an avalanche of hype among the snowboarding massive. Will it be the next phenom, or will it go up in smoke? You'll find out in our full review later this year. It looks fun. And the thing about the Amp series is that it takes probably, about 10 hours of building up your character to be able to do any decent tricks at all. So you have to be patient, my Padawan learners. Patience.
Yeah. Guess what I don't have?
Patience.
Yeah, we got that because I'm not a doctor. Ah! Sorry. I need to apologize for that. I really should, but I'm not going to because I don't know you. Okay. Obviously, you don't really always want to have 10 hours of trying and failing in a snowboarding game, but you know what? For those out there that appreciate that, it's good, and of course, we're going to see what it's all going to come together as when the title ships a little later this year, just in time for when the snow hits the ground in states other than the one that we live in.
Right.
And what is that? Oh, viewer mail.
Viewer mail! Yay! Today's viewer mail is from Richard in Florida. I like that he has a normal name instead of Ass Assassin. Richard writes, love the show, just love it. But what if, heaven forbid, anything happens to either of you? Who will take over X-Play? Is that a threat?
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say that we do have a contingency plan, but come on, Richard. You know what the truth is? Without me, there's no X-Play. I am Sessler, what's the word? Irreplaceable. Who the hell is this?
Actually, we kind of, we cloned you, we made a replacement version of you just in case something happens. He's younger than you. He's more charming than you, definitely. And yeah, he's Adam 2.0.
He's wearing my shirts. He's got my shoes.
Welcome to X-Play. I hate RPGs. I give it a 3 out of 5. Dick.
God.
Dick. Good God. Did I mention that I love Rayman?
He is good.
Okay, hold on. Adam 2.0?
Adam 2.0.
What's my favorite game?
Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he's a Boba Fett to your Django. It's too bad. If you'd like to learn more about anything you've seen on today's show, tell him our website, Adam 2.1.
TechTV.com/Xplay. Stop that. No, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
No,
Cut it out.
My show.
This is my show.
Well, Rick, yeah. Hey, guys, wanna play a game? Play a game, you guys. Let's play a game. Okay together. Okay, give them a Cooper. Everybody likes Cooper. He's still got a couple years to mature.
He's doing better. They're doing better than me. This game's too hard. This game's too hard.
Nice.